Today we will be installing the American Standard Advanced Clean SpaLet 3.0 on this standard toilet. Stay tuned for all the details. My name is Daniel Johnson. I'm your bidet expert. We're going to start by taking off the existing toilet seat. This can be easily done by taking the covers off the top and then simply disconnecting the toilet by loosening the bolts and nuts. Now this one is a little bit easier than some might be because you have access to the bottom side. If you have a top mounting kit where you don't have access to the bottom side, you would simply unscrew from the top only. Now while we're getting a very nice bidet seat, sometimes things happen, and if you need to send your bidet seat in for repair or you need to take it off to repair it, it's good to have a seat to take its place in the meantime. So hold on to your existing toilet seat just in case you need it down the road. We need to provide water to the bidet seat through the water supply that leads to the toilet, so we're going to have to disconnect. But before we do that, we need to make sure that we relieve water pressure and eliminate as much water from the equation as possible. So I'm turning off the water supply that leads to the toilet, and I'm going to drain the tank. Once I no longer hear water running, I'll know that most of the water is gone from the tank. So unscrewing this, I won't have much water left. I'll go ahead and unscrew it. And I'll have a rag down here to catch any water that is left to try and keep there from being as a big mess here. All right, so just a little bit of water there, you see. We're good to go. This is turned off. We're going to install the T-connector next. The T-connector for this particular unit is unique as it is threaded on the bottom and it's got a quick connect on the side. So if you don't have access to the bottom side of the tank, you're going to have to find a way to get access, or you might consider a different unit that would allow you to use an alternate T-connector down by the water supply side. In our scenario, we do have access, so let's go ahead and put it on. We also want to make sure that the blue washer that comes with it is inserted into the female end that connects to the toilet tank before putting it on. We're going to get it snug, and then we're going to give it a little additional turn, but we want to be careful not to over tighten. There we go. Usually a quarter or half a turn is enough because we're just trying to get pressure against that washer and the bottom side of that thread. We're now going to connect the water supply inlet to the bottom side of the T, making sure we have the rubber gasket in that. And now we're ready to connect the water supply that leads to the bidet. Both ends of the bidet water supply have plastic covers on them, so we'll want to remove those covers. We're going to take the side that has the elbow on it and we're going to connect it to the T. Once we've done that, we're going to use this clasp to hold that in place and fold up the far side. You should be able to pull on it now and feel that it is snug. The American Standard has a top mount system, so we're going to install these rubber sleeves into the holes before installing the bidet seat. If you already have rubber sleeves in, the existing rubber sleeves very likely will work, so you may not have to do this step if you already have rubber sleeves in the holes. So the method that we use to get this rubber sleeve in is one way to do it. We have also found that sometimes it's easier if you put the screw in and just give it a quarter turn so that it's in there, but that it's not moving the ball at all. And then just give it some pushing here from the top. That's another way to kind of get it into place there. When installing the mounting bracket, there's a little arrow here. You want to make sure that that arrow is pointing away from the tank. So if you have the mounting plate installed like this, you have it on backwards. We'll want it like this. put the 2 metal washers down. Put the mounting brackets in place. Make sure that both mounting brackets are the same distance forward so we can see the grooves here. We'll want to count the grooves and make sure that we're even. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go ahead and insert these bolts. And now we just tighten the bolts down. You want that snug, and now we can grab the bidet seat. We're just going to slide it onto that mounting plate. We're going to push it till we hear a click. We also want to make sure that the button on this far side is fully extended. We want to make sure that we see it go in and come back out, as that means that it's engaged, and you can see now the seat is in place. We now need to connect the seat itself to the hose that provides water to it. So we're going to go ahead and grab this hose, stick it in, and then use our second clip to connect the two. Once we've put that clip on, we need to close it to keep it in place, and we're good to go. Now we can get this hose down here and zip tie it or whatever we want down here to kind of keep that sleek looking. And now we're ready to check for leaks. So we're going to go and turn the water supply on. And check for leaks. Theoretically, if these are snapped in correctly, there's no way those should be leaking, but we will want to check for leaks around the T here, as we did rethread those. We can now go ahead and plug the seat in. Now, in order to test it, we will want to use the remote. The remote comes with a wall mount that you can mount into the wall, and the remote snaps into it. On the back of the remote, there's a spot for a couple of batteries. These batteries come with it, so put those in before trying to do this test. The other common mistake people have when they're first trying to test their new seat is activating the seat sensor. So right now, if I try to run a wash, I get a double beep. That's saying, hey, I want to run a wash for you, but you're not seated on the unit, so I'm not going to spray water all over your bathroom. In order to tell the seat that you're seated, you need to activate the seat sensor, which is a little trigger mechanism here in the back of the seat. So if I put weight here, or if I put weight here, or even up here, it will activate that seat sensor. So I'm going to go ahead and activate that. And now I'm going to push a wash button. You can see the self-cleaning run. You hear that noise. Let's go ahead and run our first wash. Now both of my hands are busy, so now that I've tested my wash, how do I turn my wash off since I don't have a hand for the remote? It's as easy as taking my hand off the seat sensor. The unit will realize I'm no longer seated and automatically turn the wash off. Now, if you're looking at this seat and say, I need one, check out our website. The link is in the video description. We have these for sale, and we'd be more than happy to give you a great offer on one. Also, if you have questions or concerns about the installation of this unit that we didn't talk about, comment on this video so that we can reply and help you and others through the answer to that question. Thank you so much for watching today, and have a great day.
MiniBidets.com, where we sell mini bidets, not mini bidets.